Hello Capricorns, we're checking in on our wealth stories today, our abundance, our prosperities, areas of happiness and joy for July 2025. We're going to use charms and then we'll get some cards with those charms. So if you don't like to watch the process, check out the timestamps to jump ahead. Otherwise, we'll get into the charms right away. See if they're discarding. So we'll see where the conversation is going. So wealth, abundance, prosperity, joy, happiness, satisfaction, all of that. So I'm feeling some movement, so they're probably just waiting to see what charms are in what order. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where I was feeling movement. Oh, maybe it's this top corner here. There we go. Figured the charm they wanted was kind of deep in there. Still some more movement though, so we'll see here. Maybe it's too high up. Okay, we'll go back to where we also felt some movement. Kind of the corners here. I wonder if you're going to get all four corners. There we go. Okay, now I'll go back up here. There we go. All right. And we had some movement over here in the beginning. Maybe over this decision here. Oh, some money. Always nice to see that. Abundance, money being touched here in a wealth reading. I'm putting a bit of a spotlight here on the future. Just waiting for the charm that they want to come down. There we go. Okay, almost all of the green piles here. Okay. Let me just go through, see how they want them. We might be having a bit of a conversation here about kind of aura energies, or just maybe your current energies. I'm going to discard the ones that are sitting on top. Not meant to be, just kind of fell with the others. Okay. Got some lovely playfulness down here with this new opportunity coming in. Some volume here on it, so I don't know if there's a spotlight, if it's a prestigious promotion maybe. You know, pretty significant achievement or recognition. Duality there. Got some healing, some manifestation on what's hidden from you. Okay. So let's get the cards for added clarity. For Capricorn's wealth and abundance story, July. Where are they at in their abundance path, journey for this lifetime? Where are they going from here? What can we do? Is there anything to change? Anything to focus on? Oh, coming together here. And I keep seeing you as well. Okay. All right. Just seeing how the cards want to kind of pair off here. Okay, we're separating these. Don't need charms anymore. Make sure we have room on camera for all the cards. Might have to move some other things around, but otherwise, I'll just take my quick timestamp note here. Make it easier for everybody. Okay. So, Capricorns, let's head into your wealth story reading here. I'm already touching the cards in the bottom corner, so we'll just kind of start here then. Kind of looking at this new opportunity that's waiting for you. This charm has multiple meanings, but I'm picking up on superstition. So I don't know if you're suspicious of like maybe a job description that you've read, if you're suspicious of a person who has said to you, like, oh, I know that person, I can open that door, unlock that door. There's like a tentativeness here on this new opportunity. So you may already be aware, or when it comes on your radar, you're going to be critical of it, quizzical, what's the skeptical? I think that's the word in your approach to it. But in the intro, like when the charms were falling and I was just kind of starting to tune in, I was getting a sense of like the volume. This is usually like getting louder. I felt spotlight, prestige with this. Maybe that's why there's skepticism. Maybe it's a pretty significant opportunity in terms of scale for you. The impact it will have on you, whether it's, like I said, title, authority with the wolf here, responsibility, accountability, being more in the spotlight. You know, maybe it's opportunity for you to represent. So you're speaking here, or speaking out, speaking up. But you're hesitant here on this opportunity in July, or since our last check-in, so July, early August. And sitting on time to change your energy. We do have my charm of sort of chaos, kind of loss of control here. So maybe you've been feeling like things have been out of control. I don't know if you've been waiting, just kind of sitting and waiting. Maybe that's why your skepticism here, your suspicions are growing. You know, maybe you've applied and you just still haven't heard back. So you're kind of spinning here. You're kind of spinning out of control, whether that's just your thoughts or it's your energy. So your moods might be affected at this time. You might be kind of swinging from one mood into the other, just kind of suddenly, not really noticing a shift. And they're giving the charm of two sides to the story, or two sides or two perspectives, balance as well. Kind of wait for this balance to come in, but usually this is gaining clarity on another point of view, or you know, getting clarity on a delay, if we're talking about an opportunity here. So you know, you have your point of view of kind of sitting around and getting the delay, and then there's the clarity, the other point of view, the sort of missing details for you. They're going to help to shift your energy here. For the dream or the wish coming true, as it relates to this opportunity, there's some transparency here. This charm's all about kind of seeing between the lines, like reading between the lines, so being able to see the black, white, the gray. Maybe that's why you're kind of growing in skepticism the longer you kind of wait for this clarity, right, this transparency to come in. But with it comes the dream come true, sort of your wish come true, sort of that aha moment. So let's see what clarity's coming in. Maybe it's the offer, maybe it's that connection I said, maybe the person who said, oh, I can open the door for you, and you've been growing kind of impatient and therefore more critical and skeptical and suspicious of them. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, hey, you know, I'm finally was able to connect with them, and you know, we used to go to school together, you know, whatever the story is, right? There's transparency and clarity here, and it's connected to this wish coming true, which is connected to this opportunity. So just a request here from the angels, just to shift your energy as you kind of wait for this kind of clarity, information, or closure on this situation, so you can move forward with this opportunity. So let's see what they paired with the cards here. Look at you dancing. Oh, well, here's the incoming news, right? So both things we just saw in the charms. Incoming news. It's the news you've been waiting for, Capricorn. You know, look at you celebrating, you're dancing, you have your clarity, right? So you're happy. You're back in your happy center here. That's all this means. So as it relates to your story, so it's either like I said, either the offer comes in, the clarity you need to move forward, right? They're bringing it in here, the crystal, the clarity. And it's all positive. It's all the angelic, kind of beautiful gold colors that they like to use here. So definitely positive news, brings you peace, healing, joy, right? The dancing. So a good start here to the July wealth story reading. Heading in a correct direction here with a wish coming true. Okay, I guess I'm heading up here. Since, again, for your reading, they have me just immediately touching the cards here. So let's see. Got kind of a pile here of cautionary charms. I'm just looking to see kind of emotions on that side. So let's see what the caution here is about. What's it related to? Well, I believe it's related to this wealth coming in. Could be this new opportunity is increasing your wealth, right? Your abundance center. We see you dancing here. So healing and peace and wealth, abundance. So you're attracting it to you. And you're on your like baby legs here, right? With my Bambi, my little deer. So this is, you know, maybe entering new waters. Like I was kind of seeing this kind of grand opportunity would be kind of a fresh start or new team, new title, new responsibilities. You know, a little bit of a fear of failure here, but I don't feel like you need to. So just more of a caution of kind of walk ahead opposite of this, you know. Move ahead with confidence. There's a reason why this opportunity came to you, right? The clarity and the transparency should be obvious to you when you get the other part of the story here, right? Get your balance, go from chaos to balance, your yin, your yang. You don't have to kind of be this tentative. Be a little bit more determined, confident, self-aware. So the angels are putting a spotlight here of what's coming in your future. And they put love and peace, so a bit of a battle between head and heart. So a bit of a tough decision that's coming then, if it's a head and heart situation as it relates to your abundance story here, your wealth story. So I think that's why we're coming this way, because next to it is the decision to be made. So, you know, be confident with the wealth and the positive direction your path is taking you now. And you have this tough kind of head over heart, you know, decision that's going to be made, which is a fork in the road, but it's a gift. It's kind of like a what am I trying to say here? It won't look like a gift, like it's a gift in disguise. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say here. When you're making this decision, and we'll get into it here. I don't think it's going to be like it's a major decision, but it's not like life altering. I don't feel in scale, but it is some kind of gift in disguise that you have to kind of make this decision that you're in this fork in the road here. And with regards to what kind of decision you need to be making here, it's related to just indulgence here. So it could be, let me give you a sense in sort of the gift in disguise. You get an increase in your wealth center, which means you can kind of splurge now on some finishings in your renovation project, your DIY project. However, if you just stick to your plan and sort of not overindulge in finishings. Like, go ahead and get a few things that you really wanted, but don't try to replace everything. So don't overindulge, like the caution, and you'll still have more money in the bank, right? That's sort of the gift here in disguise. Sort of this caution of just be more self-aware as you're making this decision. Now that's a really small scale, like fork in the road kind of decision where you have to battle with head and heart, right? Your heart really wants all the finer finishings. You know, you want your house or space to look exactly like you dreamed of. However, in your mind, you're already prepared to compromise. It was logical to do so, right? So the battle of the head and the heart, now that you have sort of this abundance here, right, of cash flow to splurge. Now, when this chart first came down in the intro, I felt like we were going to kind of tap into the auras here, not necessarily these tiles, but the colors here that the angels kind of just brought together as I was kind of randomly coloring the tiles. And there's this connection to strength, tapping into your courage center in July. Orange is like creativity, being kind of strategic. We have sort of the heart center here, the passion, paired with intuition, the purple. So your battle of head and heart, right? Your gut and what you kind of desire to do, but being creative and strategic with that. And then you have this beautiful kind of loving aura here from your angels, right? The healing angelic kind of aura, the yellow, the strength. So I don't know if this just means this is just willpower, like this big decision is going to feel like, again, big in scale to you. I have been using this project DIY as an example because to me it feels that small in scale, but to you it feels like grandiose. You know, this is a big willpower decision to not say yes to this splurge. And if it's a gift and surprise, and that means in the future, where they're putting the spotlight, right? They're putting a spotlight in the future. This is going to come back to benefit you, right? If you pocket and save it now and not splurge as it comes in, there's going to be a benefit to you. That's probably why it's a fork in the road decision here. You know, are you going to give in to head or heart? What's your willpower decision? All right, what's the card they paired with that? Yeah, look, right? The wealth is starting to come into you here, right? Your cup is starting to the fish are starting to jump out of your cup here, and you're looking at it like, I could do this. What I love what's hanging off of her here is the art palette, the artisan palette, because in my charms, when that comes out, that's all about creativity. And we saw that with the aura colors. They were pulling me into the orange here, your creative, your strategic creative center. So a little call here to remind you that you're smart with your money. You can be creative here. You know, you can kind of get a little bit what you want and satisfy your heart center while also keeping money in the bank, keeping some of your new money, your new wealth. Just pausing because just the way she's standing, just the confident stance, right? I've just put it down by the willpower, right? The way she's kind of looking at it and almost, you know, ready to defy or reject, right? Put back into the ocean here, put back into the investments. So maybe that could be your story. You know, maybe you have an opportunity to pull out of your investments, splurge on a vacation. But if you just leave it in your investments for now, you know, not only will you have this vacation later, but something even better, right? There's something here in the future. Don't forget this. The angels are putting a spotlight here on your future, Capricorn. The future of your wealth story. Let's head down here. Let's come down in this bottom corner. We have a struggle that they want you to focus on, and I was saying this is more emotional. I was saying down here. So we have sort of a loved one here coming in to, I want to say heal as they touch the the heel of the shoe here, but it's more supportive. It's more the toe kind of lifting up. So you're getting some emotional support from the other side, from your loved ones, with regards to some kind of emotional struggle you're going through now. You're getting some love support there. Let's see. They want you to wait and think first. Again, maybe that's why we started off in this kind of decision, sort of getting this pause over here. Maybe because you are in an emotional state right now. So it would be coming back to this head over heart, because we have here the sort of battling hearts. We have made with love, which is your full passion center. So something you desire, you really love, you really want. And then we have missing, so sort of the loss of it, or not being fully satisfied, not feeling whole. So they're kind of juxtaposed here, because you have full passion, like following a hobby or your soul path, a deep love, but then you're also missing part of it. So maybe you're missing being able to enjoy this passion, enjoy this hobby at this time. Maybe it's a person connected to your wealth story, and you haven't been able to spend time with them, because there's, like I said, there's some emotional support here. Let's see. Interesting that this is coming up in a wealth reading. I'm not sure, did this come up in your relationships reading, or maybe even just your general monthly reading? Okay. Well, maybe it's because you're going through this change, this kind of significant change that's happening or occurring or about to happen, right? We kind of saw it here, sort of your growing skepticism as you kind of sit and wait for this opportunity to happen, because we have this ending, new beginning happening here, kind of leaving this prior path behind, the prior chapter. I don't want to say it's just sort of the previous chunk of the path here, and death is welcoming you here to your change. Maybe I shouldn't say death. your significant change here in your wealth story. Look at all the green, right? You're kind of in the forest of abundance here. You have the beautiful angel, your loved ones, beautiful white rose here on the flag, and they're welcoming you in. So I would say this is kind of a predestined kind of fork in the road, as I kind of look behind him here, where you're heading off to this positive decision you're making, this incoming news that you're waiting for. Kind of see that here. So whether it's the decision you make or the news you receive, regardless of what story you make, I think everybody, your emotional center here, you're going to feel satisfied, you're going to feel whole. But it does feel kind of destined. It feels like if it wasn't destined, you're definitely on the right next leg here of your soul path that you've kind of wished for yourself, willed for yourself, planned for yourself. Heading off on that. Heading off. Okay. So kind of ending off here in the top corner. We have a messenger, some more support here from heaven, from your loved ones that have crossed over. Something that's hidden from you. It's relating something hidden from you, but it has that blue emotion space again. We have forgiveness, recovery. So maybe what's hidden from you is your unexpected financial recovery, maybe. A debt being paid off, right? Because you got the banner of support here. So basically a banner is like paperwork, a scroll. So maybe it's a loan, a mortgage, a credit card getting paid off, and you're getting this, you know, when you graduate, when you achieve, when you get recognition, you get given sort of the flowers, the gift, the bouquet. That's what sort of your loved ones are giving you here. There's a, you know, some kind of financial achievement here that you're gonna, I guess, unlock or complete. Maybe complete's the better word, but it's not really on your radar right now. Maybe because you're down here in this emotional sort of state as you're making this turn here in your wealth story, right? So then on abundance coming to you, we have significant transformation. So we saw that earlier, I believe, sort of the impact here to your lifestyle. And then it's paired with the power manifestation. So you have transformation and manifestation, basically, you know, like the magician card, if it could come out. So you're going to be able to maybe down this next leg of your path, you know, kind of you're turning the corner here. Now you're in full control. We saw the chaos here. Now you're in control of your kind of your destiny. Where are you going next? How are you investing? We saw the control here. We saw the defiance, the willpower. All that's playing a role here, and like a significant increase here in your prosperity, abundance, happiness, joy centers. Everything that makes you feel, you know, whole and satisfied. Oh, look at this journey, right? You know, a journey coming to the end, and then what happens? They ride into the town and celebrate, right? Didn't I just say you're on the end? You're at the end of the last leg here. You're right at the corner. You're right at your fork in the road. Here you are. You're just pulling up to shore here to come riding in your chariot. The future spotlight. I don't know if you can see that. Right away I was kind of seeing the sheen here on him. I was starting to look at the heart, but then his chest plate started to shine like the angel spotlight here on the future. So they're ending on the future. They know you're coming in. July you're coming in. So I guess August, when we sit down and do your August wealth story, you should be well into this kind of celebration mode here. Early stages of this new kind of the new impact to the lifestyle, or at least your awareness of. You might not have the money in the bank yet, but you know it's coming. You know it's possible. You got the clarity. You got the answer here on this opportunity. You made your decision here in the fork in the road. So a very beautiful wealth story here, Capricorn. So I'm very excited to check in with you in August and kind of see where you're going here in your chariot.